Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the bearish position that I just recently took on Roku. Now, I am still long-term Roku. I have the shares in my portfolio. I have other tech shares in my long-term portfolio, but I wanted to find a way to hedge that long-term portfolio with some Roku puts. Now, you guys have probably seen over the last few weeks that the tech sector is getting a little bit weaker. We've had some rotation out of tech. You've probably noticed that NASDAQ has been red on a few days that the Dow has performed pretty well. Now, there's a few reasons why I chose the stock Roku to buy these puts on, and that's what we'll go ahead and talk about today. It comes down to some technical analysis as well as the tech sector as a whole. The US Treasury rates are increasing. The Biden administration is a little bit more bearish for the tech industry. So there's a few other external factors why I think we may see a little bit of weakness across the tech sector in the coming weeks. We also have an extremely important earnings season coming up. Next week, we have Netflix. But the week after that, we have a full array of tech companies that are reporting. And with a lot of these companies near all-time highs or close to all-time highs, they really are going to need to blow these earnings reports out of the water to see these stocks continue even higher. So what we'll do is we'll jump into the charts. I'll do some technical analysis on Roku. I'll show you where I think that this could potentially fall to and how I'm using it to hedge my long-term portfolio. I'll also go ahead and show you the put option that I bought and the mindset behind it. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for some future videos, press the bell notification so you know every single time that I post on this channel. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to jump into first the technical analysis that I'm looking at on Roku. So here we're looking at the Roku daily chart. And what you guys will notice that we have three lines here. The first line is the 20-day moving average. The second line is the 50-day moving average. And the third is the 100-day moving average. Now, looking at history and looking how this stock has moved in the past on this extremely strong run-up, we've seen that it's bounced off this 20-day and 50-day moving average pretty often. Every time it deviates from that 20-day, it tends to trade back down to it, find support, and sets up for the next move higher. So right here we've had a deviation from the 20-day. We moved back down to it. Again, we had a pretty strong move above the 20-day, and we moved back down to it here. And then recently, we've had just a basically straight up move on Roku, which is, yes, great for my long-term portfolio. And yes, it was great to trade call options during this move. But I'm starting to see some weakness here. So we have a little bit of a triple top here on the daily candles. Looks like we are stuck below $420 a share. And my next, thought is that maybe we try to come back to this 20-day moving average from this point. So from this point, we have just about, I think it's about 15, so about 10, 11% from now until the 20-day moving average, which is sitting around $360 a share. So we potentially have a 10% downside move on Roku, which will definitely make the put options that I bought hedge my long-term portfolio and definitely, have a nice return. If I adjust the scale on this long-term chart, you can see even greater how big this move has been on Roku and how extended we are past the 20-day moving average. Now, obviously, this can be incorrect. My analysis could be incorrect, and I'll lose the max loss, or maybe I'll cut the loss short on my put option. But if Roku goes up, that means the tech sector is probably going up as well, which means my long-term stocks are going up and will likely, totally nullify my loss on this put option. So technically, I have not much risk. I basically have no risk because if Roku goes up, my long-term shares will go up, which will definitely outweigh some of my loss on my put option. And my other long-term tech stocks will likely be going up as well because maybe there's some type of pump across tech stocks, and that will nullify my loss on the put option as well. Now, with the put option that I'm going to show you, it's all about position sizing, right? So I'm not going $10,000 deep in this put option, which will totally kill my long-term portfolio. I'm going light on the position, meaning if I hit my max loss on the put option, it'll be a very small position in my long-term portfolio, and my long-term stocks will most likely outweigh any of that loss. So I'm just using this instrument as a way to hedge my long-term portfolio, and I think that Roku is the right stock because of how far that it's run in the recent past, and this technical analysis according to the 20-day moving average, which it likes to come back to every single time it tries to pump really far past it. If we want to look at percentages, since its March lows, Roku is up a total of 586%, which is absolutely insane. From its last earnings reports, which was back here in beginning of November, it is up a total of 100%. So since its last earnings, up 100%, since the March lows, up 500%, and I don't see why we don't see a little bit of a pullback here really with this little top we are looking at right now with Roku, and we come back to this 20-day. If this red candle today totally engulfs this green candle, which it looks like it is going to, that definitely is a little bit of a bearish signal. So I pulled up the hourly chart so we can break this down a little bit closer, and what you'll notice is this extreme resistance at 420. So right here at 420, we've tried to break it about 3 times, and every single time we've got beaten down and had these really bearish wicks. That's another reason why I think maybe we're trying to turn over and retrace down to this 20-day. If I go to the 1 minute today, there's also something that's pretty interesting. So I'll go to the 1 minute, and what I was seeing today is this really strong pin under $412 a share. So these are the 1 minute candles, and you can see how strong it's been, this 412 resistance area. It's tried to break it basically the entire day and eventually failed and is now sliding lower. And once I saw this, I went ahead and got into it just recently into these Roku puts. So here's the long-term portfolio that I shared with you guys in the last video. You can see we're down about 1% today, so about $500 on that. Obviously, we got to look at this with percentages, not the dollar amount, because as this account gets bigger, the bigger the dollar amount will be per percentage. So we're down about 1%, which is obviously nothing to get too concerned about. But here is the Roku put that I bought. So I bought a January 22nd 390 put. Now the reason I didn't buy into the next week is because I'm not looking to trade this into those tech earnings. I want to see if we can get some type of pullback anticipating this tech earnings in the following week. So I took a weekly, it's a small amount. I put a $420 or $410 into this trade. So if I lose my max amount, I'll lose $400 on this Roku put. But obviously if I'm up 1% on my long-term portfolio, then this will be just about flat. If Roku keeps going up and keeps pumping, there's a good chance that most of my other tech stocks in this long-term portfolio will also be increasing, which will basically turn this loss into a break even across the entire portfolio. Now, obviously, I wish, obviously I want everything to go up and I always want this to be green, but I have to, take this into consideration. I have to really think through. I have almost $50,000 on the line with a lot of it being tech stocks, and I definitely have to hedge this in some way. So if we get a tech sell-off, if my tech stocks start falling, then this Roku put will be increasing most likely, and I'll make some of that money back with that put option. So it's a great way to hedge my long-term portfolio. I have that Roku put, a 390 put, January 22nd expiration. I'm looking to hold this into some of next week. We have a short week. Monday, the market is closed. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, expiration is Friday. If we start to get a sell-off across tech, then I'll definitely lock in these profits on Roku, and then try to rinse and repeat this if we continue to see more weakness on the tech sector. So to quickly recap today's video, I want to make sure you understand that I'm not here to instill fear about the stock market. I'm still very bullish long term, but it's smart to sometimes hedge a long-term portfolio with some put options. So that is what I'm currently doing. If that's something that maybe you'd be interested in, you can watch this video, learn from my mindset, see why I'm doing this, and maybe it's something that you can take in your portfolio as well. So obviously, you guys will see how this position does. I'll make sure to update you here on YouTube, share with you my P&L on this position, and see if I can take some profits from this short-term hedge. So if you're still sticking around after that technical analysis, I want to quickly let you know that the Discord chat has had some updates recently. Currently, starting today, I'm going to be joining a voice channel in the Discord chat every day between 9:25 and around 10:30 to maybe 11:30 Eastern time, trading with the group live, talking to you guys, telling you what trades I'm getting into with the voice chat. It's extremely quick. I don't have to type out my positions. I think this is a great way for you guys to see my analysis, what my mindset is on the stock market, as well as the positions that I'm taking. So if you're not part of the Discord chat, if this is something that you may be interested in, make sure to check it out. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I'm going to be in there every day along with the group, trading, sharing my analysis, sharing my mindset, and so do the other traders in there as well. So a great group. If you're getting started with options trading, make sure to check that out. If you're not so inclined to join a group of options traders, you can also check out the Options Insider. That's a daily newsletter that I send to your email every single weekday, reviewing the most important things going on in the market, sharing trade ideas, sharing unusual options activity. A great way for a full-time job, if you work a full-time job, to get updated on the market and some stuff that you should be aware of. So you can also check that out. That's going to be the second link down in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for some future videos. Also, make sure to check out my Instagram. I have the Options Insider Instagram down below. If you want to look at trade ideas, I share trade ideas every day on that Instagram. So go ahead and check that out and follow me on there if you so please. I hope you guys have a great weekend. The market is closed Monday, so make sure not to wake up, sleep in, enjoy your Monday off if you are full-time trading, and I hope to see you in the next video on Wednesday. Peace.